I don't even know. Maybe tweet at us. I'll see it on my phone there. But welcome to the Real Football Fans of New Jersey. It is our 100th. It's our 120th episode. It's actually our 200th episode. Wow. I mean, honestly, the last time we got a thumbs up from Chris, who went outside to see if we were okay. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitter. That is where we are live right now. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us. We're so excited to be here. 200, Katie. How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I have vivid memories of 100. It was about 2 weeks before the world shut down for COVID. It feels good to be here, 200. Pandemic isn't as bad anymore. We can be here with you guys, hang out with you guys. Thank you guys all for coming, all of our in-person audience. We appreciate it. And honestly, a little bit different for us because we're normally drinking wine on the show. But tonight we gotta give it up to Cricket Hill Brewery in Fairfield. You're drinking beer. I don't need it either because I'm drinking a pumpkin beer. And if you are you drinking the pumpkin too? No, I am not. But you guys, if you follow the Real Football Fans of New Jersey, you know we love a good pumpkin beer, especially when it's football season. So honestly, we are at Cricket Hill Brewery. It's in Fairfield, New Jersey. You've never heard of them before. Please go ahead and look them up. They are great. So happy that we're here tonight. And behind you can see everyone on camera right now. The guys behind us, or actually it's in front of us. We've got a great group of us. It's not the Bavarian sound we bought. People probably think that we bought the cheers you guys. There's actual people here. Maybe you'll see some of them in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started tonight. We've got usually we have our outlines on paper. We actually have them on our phones tonight. So here we are. So we're playing a drinking game tonight. So this is for people that are in person. And also, not for you, Nico. You are not 21. Look you over here. Oh, sorry. Sorry for that. But if you are watching too, very similar to Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen on Bravo plays this. We have a secret word. So every time we say this word, you guys have to drink while you're watching live, while you're here in person, and the secret word is Jersey. So I think it's going to be said a lot. So get your Ubers, schedule your Ubers now. Every time we say the word Jersey after this sentence, you guys have to drink. So why don't we go ahead and get into it? Something that we do every week on the Real Football Fans of New Jersey. We reveal our poll results. We asked you 3 poll drinks tonight. I guess we have to drink for those 3 poll drinks. I'm already feeling that, I guess. We asked you 3 poll questions, as we do every single week on the show. So our first question tonight was, which number 1 seed from the 2021 NFL playoffs has the better chance of being the number 1 seed again in 2022? The Green Bay Packers or the Tennessee Titans? We polled you guys. 53% of you said the Green Bay Packers. I'm actually pretty surprised about this. Are you? I'm not horribly surprised because I look at the Green Bay. I thought it would maybe be more for the Green Bay Packers. Only because the AFC just seems to get substantially more difficult. Yeah. I mean, it feels like every good free agent this offseason has gone to the AFC, specifically to like the AFC West. So I feel as though there would be a lot of teams competing for that number 1 seed in the AFC, whereas in the NFC, maybe not as many.
I think for me, a lot of people were actually shocked that the Titans were the actual number 1 overall seed in the AFC in 2021. So for them to actually come back and repeat, that would be like the double shocker of the century, in my opinion. So I don't find room for them coming back to do it this year. So again, it's very easy for Green Bay to come back and do the back-to-back seeds. So. Alrighty, poll number 2. Will defensive end Aiden Hutchinson be the first pick in the NFL draft? So obviously it was a yes or no question. 54% of you said yes. So again, a very close race here. So what did you say?
I'm not surprised this one is close because as the mock draft reader of the 2 of us,
she is the mock drafter.
It flip-flops so much. There's so many guys. There's not one consensus number 1 overall pick. But I am going to go yes on this one.
So I went no, as Katie and I do disagree on many things on this. That's what makes the show alive, obviously. Jacksonville has the number 1 pick. They need to protect Trevor Lawrence, and I
I think they need to go with an offensive lineman. Actually, a center they actually need to target, and there's just so many talented linemen. It kills me to say they need to go after a lineman because I want one number 5.
Leave a good one for the Giants,
please. Please, Evan Neal, please. Praise. We need Evan Neal. But I think that they need that more than the defensive end. So that's the only reason why, or an edge rusher, sorry. But I guess that's the only reason why I'm saying that. So.
All right.
Alrighty, and finally, our last one, we do have a housewives question here. So, Bethany Frankel of the Real Housewives of New York recently revealed who she believes should be on the Mount Rushmore of housewives. So, she included herself, the Real Housewives of Atlanta's Nene Leakes. She also included my favorite of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump. New Jersey's Teresa Giudice, and that is obviously in herself. So, do you agree or disagree with this one? And 63% of you disagreed with it.
I'm disagreeing with this.
I agree with it.
No, so there's 2 main reasons I'm disagreeing. You're leaving out somebody from the OG, very first franchise of Housewives. There's nobody from Orange County on this
That is
list.
true. Okay,
So you, whether you love her or hate her, I do feel like Vicky Gunvalson needs to be on this list. And then as far as New York goes, I love how Bethany knows Shane just includes herself. But as much, again, love her or hate her, Ramona is the only person who has been there from start to finish.
You got a couple classic live crowd.
And as much as like I know Bethany is more of a fan favorite over Ramona, which is why maybe she's thinking herself, I think Vicky and Ramona are left off this list.
I think they are definitely too. I mean, I would, I would see people like Heather Dubrow are left off of it in Orange County as well. I don't know. I just, I like it because obviously
It's close, but no cigar for me.
From New Jersey. Oh, boom, Jersey.
That's the word, drink.
We only said it twice so far. Wow. No, I said Real House of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice. So, there you go. I'll just keep throwing it out for you guys. But so yeah, so those are our poll questions. Obviously, we're gonna have a Q&A section. If you guys have any, thoughts on those polls during Q&A, definitely come up and let us know. If you guys are watching us live, definitely let us know your thoughts as well. We're so happy you guys are joining us live. If you're not here in person, yeah. Love it. Love doing these polls we got for you.
Yes, absolutely. So this format for tonight's show is going to be a little bit different than we do on a week-to-week basis. We want it to be very interactive, very fun for everybody watching at home, but also definitely the people that came here to support us live. So with that being said, we are going to jump straight into games, and we've got 2 great games for you tonight. One is one that we played for our 100th episode, and then our second game is going to be one of our OG games that we definitely play on a regular basis on the Real Football Fans of New Jersey.
And if you're watching it, remember, if you are watching live, I can see you not through the live stream. You guys have to be drinking too, so why not?
So this is a very interactive game for the people that came here tonight to support us in person. The game is called Which Rffnj, I'll save you on that one. Lady Said It. So we played this game during our 100th episode, and we are playing it again tonight. We are involving our live in-person audience to play this game. We are going to give you guys 10 statements, and using your Katie or Caitlin cards, hold up who you think said each statement. Now, if anybody goes 10 for 10, we do have a prize. Vanna White, do you want to show what the prize is?
Alrighty, so if someone goes 10 for 10, we do have on brand for the Real Housewives. The Real Housewives of New York, though, Bethany Frankel, Skinny Girl Wine. We have 2 of them. So there happens to be a tie there. So we do have prizes for all the games we are playing tonight.
Yes.
So,
All right.
sorry, you can't see that on the live stream. How about Skinny Girl?
All right, so we have these 10 statements. Remember, hold up Katie or Caitlin, whoever you think said it. I'm going to read these. Caitlin's going to be my eyes, kind of see what the audience thinks, see if we can trick people.
I'm trying to look at the Twitter. We got a ton of Twitter.
All right, so number 1, who said it, Katie or Caitlin? I think one of the most underrated Giants players in recent history was Henry the Rhinoceros Hynoski. And I think one of the most underrated housewives is Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is a mixed bag, mixed bag, mixed bag, mixed bag. This was me.
Yes.
We love the rhinoceros. I'm doing the rhinoceros dance.
I'm giving things.
Sure. Oh, we need more signs. All right. Number 2. Despite having a Super Bowl ring, I am still not 100% sold on Matthew Stafford being an elite quarterback in the NFL. Oh my goodness, we got an overwhelming amount of Caitlin. You guys know pretty well, that was Caitlin.
You have to vote, by the way, so we're not putting things up. You have to vote.
Oh my gosh, she's going.
You have to vote.
If you were a frequent watcher, listener of the Real Football Fans of New Jersey, I definitely give a lot more love to Matthew Stafford than Caitlin does.
I don't, and that's a fact, so.
All right, number 3. When we met Jennifer Aiden from Real Housewives of New Jersey at BravoCon, I told her to her face that she wears way too much Chanel and needs to tone it down. We got a lot of Caitlin. She's very blunt. It was Caitlin.
Told her to her face, and guess what? She did not.
She accepted it.
She accepted it. You watched her on New Jersey. She was not accepting. She fully accepted my criticism.
I liked it. It was good. We were definitely a couple of beverages deep, but I liked it.
And she goes, okay.
She accepted it. She took it. She took it.
Now this season, she probably wants me to swear in the face. So.
All right, number 4. Every year I like to give my pick for an unknown late round rookie wide receiver to roll the dice on and draft in fantasy. My best prediction yet came in 2017 when I advised people to keep an eye out for a 3rd round pick out of Eastern Washington named Cooper Kupp.
It's over.
It's over. Everyone said me.
Your brother-in-law ate when I sign up as soon as you said the first.
I do. So this past season was my first season that I played fantasy. I was known for giving the rest of the world my fantasy advice when I did not play. So that was one of my golden ones that I gave out.
Our fans know us. I love it.
All right, number 5. My first New York Giants game was against the Oakland Raiders when I was maybe 10 to 12 years old. I had never heard so many new curse words in my life from big, scary Raiders fans, dressed in complete head-to-toe Raider gear. I see a lot of Caitlin.
I wonder if my Uncle Rudy was the one cursing at me. It was me! Yes, it was me. It was not you.
And shout out to Uncle Rudy.
Yes.
He is here in person.
Yes.
He is a Raiders fan. So.
Yes.
All right, number 6. Back in 2019, when we first heard the news at BravoCon that the newest franchise would be the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I poo-pooed it. Fast forward to 2 seasons under their belt, and I am fully invested and not disengaging. This is a mix. This is a mix.
Yeah.
It was me. Although we both
We
kind of
did. We both like literally came on.
and we both like it. Yeah. All right, number 7. When I was little, I wanted to buy 3 hamsters and name them Eli, Peyton, and Cooper, but it never came to fruition.
It's really not fair that
I see a lot of me.
It's not fair that my family's here. Like,
I got family here, and it was me. My parents weren't too keen on me getting
I feel like my mom and dad knew I never bought the hamsters, so they're no.
All right, number 8, we got a curveball here. My original character selection in Super Smash Brothers was Link.
Oh, that's a Zelda character, right? People don't know.
We got a mix, we got a mix, we got a mix.
Actually, no, I feel like it's not a mix. It's mainly me. And guess what? Whoever said me is correct. I hope you guys are keeping tally, by the way.
Oh yeah, I hope that somebody's going 10 for 10, maybe 9 for 10, 8 for 10. All right.
Katie, who was your original?
Oh, my original is Kirby. Mine is Kirby all day, every day.
Okay, so that's why it's a trick question, because my original is Link,
I'm Kirby through and through.
You have to unlock. You have to unlock.
All right, 2 more. Number 9. I once ran into Victor Cruz at a Dunkin' Donuts in Little Falls, right after he had signed with the Chicago Bears. I immediately asked if I could hug him. We hugged, he smelled good, and I told him how badly we were going to miss him in New York.
The key word, he smelled good. It was Katie.
It was me, it was me. Great day, great
I
day.
feel like this group is like oh, this whole side is like telling each other what the answer is. They all go up and they're like, oh,
Last one, number 10. Much like Roni, I low-key wish the Real Housewives of New Jersey will reboot in the future so that we can be selected to be on the new Real Housewives of New Jersey cast. This audience does know us. It is Caitlin. It is
Katie and
Caitlin.
I are going to be Real Housewives one day, and that is it. That is all I'm going to do. So
We can dream, we can dream. So, did anybody in this audience go 10 for 10?
Nico, you can't.
Yeah?
Frank can win.
All right. So we got a winner. Kate, do you want to
Did
give our?
Did you win 10 for 10?
All right. We got
So
two
we got
winners.
two winners.
Whoever likes red and whoever likes white.
We're going to go give our winners here. We do have red and white.
We do have a red and a white skinny girl.
I'll give it ladies first.
What do you prefer, the red or the white? All right.
Thank you.
You can actually get this thing.
Oh,
So you guys is very good drink bottle, not drunk.
Okay, this one. So, skinny girl.
All right.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm not advertising skinny girl on this pod.
I'm hoping the wine is better than the margaritas. I'm not a fan of those.
The margaritas were not good. We tried them on. No, we tried the mojito live. We tried the mojito live like 3 years ago on the podcast. It was not. We
Stop
did not-
trying to make skinny girl happen.
It was not happening. Alright, so honestly, guys, that is such a fun game. We loved playing with you with the 100. We loved, like, you guys know us clearly. So I wonder if people watching live knew anything about it. But honestly, well, you play along. You do whatever you want. So we are going to now play one of our OG games. We play this on the podcast I would say every other week, probably. It's
Not every other week, but probably once every month, 2 months.
alright, well, we only go on.
We play
2 weeks.
different versions of it.
But it's a very good one. So our favorite game is sip your drink and fill in the blank. So I don't know if you have to, I have to fill in a little bit, but I'll be good. So we've got our extras here. So we are, we're gonna go ahead. I have it on my phone. So I actually had to go and find another one so the answers here. Alrighty, so we have 9, 10.
Did you miss one?
No, I did not. I missed it on my phone. Oh, you have 10 sip your drink and fill in the blank questions here. We're going to give you guys our answers. If you want to chime in as the live audience here, or if you want to chime in live right now on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, please feel free. We'll definitely read your answers out. We're just going to go ahead and do our favorite game, and here it goes. If I had to buy a Giants jersey today, I would get a blank jersey.
Crazy.
This one is so hard. There is nobody on the current roster that I would get because I don't have faith, number one, that anyone is that
I heard it.
ooh. And nobody that I think would potentially be on the team long term. So we've learned now, like, let a player get a long-term contract and then we can get that jersey. So my last couple jerseys have been like Michael Strahan and Eli Manning, guys who are already retired, and I know that they're Giants for life. So I think I'm gonna go with the man, and I don't know if they can see it on the screen, but I'm rocking his T-shirt tonight. I'm gonna go with an old school Lawrence Taylor jersey.
Honestly, it's one of the ones that I want. I don't know. Did you guys have a good drinking game going on? She said Lawrence Taylor. It was like
She's gonna say
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey!
Oh! I was
Yeah, we
You don't have to talk about New Jersey.
No, we're not. We were thinking like New Jersey, but it's not.
Thank you.
Oh no, any kind of jersey works. Any kind of jersey.
Now we're back in Jersey. So Jersey, we're talking about. I was thinking that as well. Is it 2 for 1 special? I'm going with Taylor McKinney, obviously. We got to say down in Alabama. He's over 29. I did also say when he got his, what was it, like 6th interception last year. I was like, if he gets an interception this game, I'm getting his jersey. I still have to buy it in that order. So I will buy it. I think it's actually going to come. I will eventually get it. But if we do draft, I'm going to be on the as well. But okay, so question number 2. I think the blank will be the worst team in the NFL this upcoming season.
Don't you say it.
I go with the Houston Texans. So I think we talked about this a little bit last week on our show, but I think other teams at the bottom of the barrel last season, kind of like Jacksonville, Detroit, I am expecting them to improve a little bit in comparison to Houston. I think Houston is missing playmakers on both sides of the ball, and I think it's going to be real ugly for them this season.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It really depends like what they do with this draft. I mean, point in case what we just did when we told everyone that we want them to get an edge, the first pick, they need a line to defend, or to literally do everything for Trevor Lawrence. And we had said on the show like months ago, like it was one of our very controversial poll questions, like, do you think that Trevor Lawrence is actually a good quarterback in the NFL? And I know offense to people, I actually said no. And I actually don't know what's going to pan out for him. And I know it's very controversial, and I know that people might go after me for that. That'd be a freezing cold take in years to come. But listen, if you're going to be behind that line, if you're going to be behind that entire organization for years to come, you don't know what's to come for you. You might actually get worse as a quarterback. So I know there's a lot going on in Houston, so I totally get your perspective on it. But Jacksonville was bad last year, not good this year again. So
All right.
alrighty, if I could spend the day with any Housewives cast, the franchise I would pick is.
So mine has an asterisk.
I have a twofer. I call it a twofer. You call it an
Okay.
asterisk.
I'm calling it an asterisk. So I'm going with the Real Housewives of New Jersey, but the husbands.
But
I don't want to hang out with the women of New Jersey. I want to hang out with the husbands. They're always having
oh
fun,
my god.
no drama. That's who I want to hang out with.
I 100% agree. My asterisk was based on this season, but then past seasons as well. So this season, I would actually hang out with the Real Housewives of Orange County. They actually are having a lot of fun this season. There's drama, of course, obviously everyone's annoying, but they are having fun with the original Orange County. Like, Bro is back, I love it. And then my asterisk was Roni, way back in the day.
Way back.
We want to go to Mexico.
Or Bluestone Manor.
Or we do want to do many things with that. So that was my little asterisk there. So in no particular order, my top 3 fantasy football wide receivers for 2022 are.
Listen up, we're giving you early fantasy football advice. So my top
paper.
3 wide receivers for this upcoming season, no particular order. I am going with Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson.
Ooh, so we are only one off. So I'm going with Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and Jamar Chase. So.
All right.
All right, so number 5, my Mount Rushmore of pulling away from Bethany earlier, my Mount Rushmore of my most hated housewives in history are.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy, just to rattle off the ones we
I
don't
know.
like. So my Mount Rushmore is Mary Crosby from Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw from Salt Lake City, Siggy Flicker from New Jersey, and Danielle Staub from New Jersey.
So I'm going with Mary Crosby, Dorit Medley, Kelly Dodd, and Jen Shaw.
Kelly Dodd is a good one. I thought about that one as well.
You hate her even walk. You're even like an Orange County.
Yeah, she's just not a good person.
Oh, she's the worst. We should bad on the show. From day one. I remember saying on the show. She was like her first episode. Like, I don't like this girl. I don't like her. All right, so number 6. My favorite Housewives hubby of all time is.
This is so easy. We have to have the same one.
Frank
and Tanya.
If
We love
you're watching
Frank and
Frank and Tanya, we do love you. We love Frankie Jr. as well. So,
Yes.
anyone like here long, if you want to slide into their DMs and tell them that, invite them tonight. They can go for the ride right around the corner. All right, so one of the craziest stories I remember reporting on Real Football Fantasy New Jersey over the past 4.5 years was, I have 2.
There are so many, and I'm not even saying this is the craziest, it's just kind of what first came to my mind. And it was when we were talking about Tom Brady leaving New England to go to Tampa Bay.
Oh, it was honestly crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that day would come. Now we've reported that, we've reported him retiring, we've reported that and back. So it's all been very shocking with Mr. Brady over the last couple of years.
So I have 2, and it's actually not that. So one of our first episodes was actually, we reported that Patrick Mahomes is going to star over Alex Smith.
Yes,
That was
very
one of our
controversial.
That was one of our first episodes. Now look at Mr. Patrick Mahomes now. And then obviously one of our most famous episodes was me riding solo that Bethany was leaving the Real Housewives of New York. I found out 5 minutes before going live by myself while Katie and Frank were sitting pretty in Thailand having their honeymoon, and I had to go live and tell the world that Bethany was leaving the Real Houses of New York. So those were two, and they were actually like very far apart from each other. Like the Patrick Mahomes story was very early. It was in one of our, it was third episode, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously Bethany was a year or two later. So two completely different times. So when I look back at our outline from the first ever episode, so we're looking at the first ever episode of The Real Football Fans New Jersey, it's wild to think that we were talking about blank at the time.
I put that as wild that we were talking about that Baker Mayfield had just won the Heisman Trophy, because it really puts it into perspective, like how long ago it was. The Real Football Fans New Jersey, it originated in 2017, so we've been doing this almost 4.5 years. And to think that Baker Mayfield is now not like a newbie to the NFL anymore, it puts it into like wild perspective for me.
Well, it kills me to say this, but looking back on the first outline, first of all, the first outline was crazy.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
No, and Katie will say that, but also I give props to Katie. Katie makes the best outlines for us week after week. So like, give it up for Katie, because she literally makes this show what it is week after week, content-wise. She puts together the most thorough, you can hear, I'm reading it on my iPhone. She does the most thorough outlines for us week after week. We know exactly, I don't even want to say that we aren't scripted, but we technically kind of like are on the back. Like we know what we're doing, like we run so smoothly because of Katie. So hands down, like clap, there we go. Yep, again for Katie. The first outline was so wild though, because it was it was so clean. So it was like bullet point. It was like, let's not like try to overwhelm our audience for the first time. We're coming at you guys like 4.5 years ago. It kills me to say this, but the fact that it was right when Carson Wentz got hurt and Nick Foles was taking, it was actually not, it was a question mark Nick Foles taking over for him, and that was the Super Bowl run for the Eagles. And that don't put your hand up, no. You don't get to do that. I'm just saying how crazy it was, how long ago was that was, and it was the fact that we didn't know what was going to happen. It was, and at the time the Eagles were kind of like no name, not doing anything, and they go on to do that. So that was wild. It was that long ago. So.
Yeah.
Alrighty, number 9. My favorite Housewives football player encounter I had during our time of The Real Football Fans New Jersey was, I just said Jersey.
If you guys don't think that it's a lot, it's like a laundry list at this point.
Guys,
So
we know.
we have met a lot of people at this point, but I would have to say that the wildest one for me was meeting Luann at BravoCon as I was dressed up as Luann Bush. And we didn't even see her. We were inside, they were selling merchandise, and we were walking around, with our
They
drinks.
came to us.
And all of a sudden, people are yelling at me, like, she wants you to come over. And we look over, and it's Luann, and she's calling us over because well, you were dressed as Dorinda, so she wanted to take pictures with us, and she just like pulled us out of a crowd. We didn't even see that she was there, and that was definitely 100% my favorite encounter.
It was. So I do a twofer. I do twofers on the show all the time. So I feel like we've gone through so much on this show that it's always hard to pick just one thing. So I do have Luann, because it was like, oh god, we have the video. She was like crying.
Yeah.
Obviously. No, she wanted you, not me. I was still crying. And then obviously I met Dalvin Tomlinson at the football game, and obviously I love Dalvin from Alabama. So seeing him go with the Giants, I did not cry for Landon Collins, Jack Holmes.
You cried for Delvin Hellbound.
She tried very hard for Dalvin Tomlinson.
I just said I cried for him. I heard you say you cried for someone else. I didn't cry for Landon Collins. And I wouldn't now, because he sucks, so don't blame me. But I miss Dalvin Tomlinson every day, so miss you every day. I did cry for him. So that was because of the Alabama Giants, like just great guy. So all right, last one. One of my favorite things about the Real Football Fans in New Jersey is
I would say, Jersey, drink, not drinking.
I think Brian's got us covered.
I would say anytime someone tells us in person that they listen to us and love our show. Because obviously, we are on social media. We know that we have followers. We see people comment. We see people, like our content. That's always great too. But when people in person kind of pull us aside, they're like, we listen to you. We love the show. That still, 4.5 years later, is awesome to hear, and we love that so much.
Yeah, we definitely do. It's definitely, you almost even if it's someone you still get you almost get starstruck about it when someone's like, oh my God, I love what you do. And you're like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would say my favorite thing, to this day, we could do this for the next 50 years for all that I matter, for all that I care, is being able to just talk about two things that I genuinely enjoy with my best friend. It could not get any better than this. I've known you for 30 years at this point.
Woo, woo, woo.
Age does and the fact that we both just genuinely love and have a knowledge for both of these things, and I just get to do this for you for fun. Yes, do we put work behind it? Absolutely, but this is just fun. And we do it every single week. It's a part of our friendship. It's part of our life. It's a part of everyone's here live, everyone's watching live, do live stream. That for me, I love it every single week. So.
All right.
Love that.
Well, we are going to jump into more interactive fun with our in-person audience here.
Get ready.
We do have, all you trivia lovers out there, we have some rapid-fire Housewives NFL trivia, and we do have some awesome prizes. We have some real football fans of New Jersey beer koozies, and we also have these awesome tumblers as well. So, we do have 6 questions. We have 3 Housewives questions, 3 NFL questions. I think the best way to do this is raise your hand if you know it. Kate, be on the lookout for whoever's hand goes up first. And we'll give out some prizes. So, 6 questions. First one. Bravo's very first Housewives franchise was The Real Housewives of Orange County, which premiered in what year?
Oh, okay.
Annie.
2016.
Woo!
That's off. No. Yeah.
Off.
And no phone. Why not? 11.
Off.
Eric.
2006.
Yeah!
You want a tall can or a short can?
He won. Let's take it. Thank you.
All right. 2. Which NFL player was named the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year for the 2021 season? Right. Yay! We got another prize winner.
You already have a koozie.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
You can come and pick out if you want our prize winner.
I was gonna say, I know you have a
You won
koozie.
the host.
All right. Number 3. This is a good one. In the famous Real Housewives of New Jersey table flipping scene, Teresa screams at Danielle for being engaged how many times?
Christopher. Yeah.
Oh, winner. 19 times. Very, one of the most famous housewives scene.
I did tell Katie that I would give someone extra points for saying it
19 times.
engaged.
19 times. All right, number 4. We got a Giants question. If you're a Giants fan.
Ooh, Giants fans, let's hear it. Loud,
Yeah.
let's go. Yeah, Nicole, now. Dallas fans out, Eagles fans out.
In his rookie season in 2004, who did Eli Manning replace as the starting quarterback for the New York Giants?
Christopher. No.
That was
I know it's
correct.
correct, but you already
Well, then you already said it. You can't say no, it's wrong, and then give it to someone else. That is the correct answer.
You get a koozie.
He can get another prize.
All right, but do you want a tall boy or a short one?
All right, I'm going on to number 5. In 2021, after a disappointing season, which Housewives franchise was the first to ever have their reunion canceled?
Scandalous.
Frank.
New York?
Hey, you got it. It's okay, people.
I give it.
No, you can't get multiple ones.
All right, well, it is the correct answer, so we're moving on to number 6.
Okay, you're koozie. I agree.
All right, last trivia question, last chance to win a prize. It is NFL. One of the biggest busts in NFL draft history was when which team drafted quarterback Jamarcus Russell in 2007?
Oh, Chris?
Raiders.
Yay! We got him.
Oh, give it to the Raiders.
We have multiple gifts. Give out gifts.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What do you want? Do you want a koozie or do you want a?
Yeah, bus draft needs to.
All right.
Are you cruising? You're.
That was our rapid fire trivia. Winner, chicken dinners.
We do have an extra one. I'll give this to whoever.
All right.
Whoever's the best question.
Q&A time.
We are in Q&A.
And I think we're gonna do these 5 that we already have
So
in
we do
place.
have 5. I do want to encourage if anyone does want to come up and ask us a question, you don't have to be on camera, I promise. You can be behind the screen here, so don't worry about it. We do have 5 that you guys texted us beforehand. If you guys are watching this live too, please tweet at me. You can do at Rffnj _ or at Caleb Brower _ tweet us any questions you have. Also text us live in person. Seriously, anyone in the crowd can ask us questions. It's really okay. You have questions? You want to come on camera? You want to go on camera?
All right. We got our first question.
How much longer do you think Saquon Barkley will be on the Giants, and what team do you want him to be on?
It's a great question.
Ooh. That's a good question. I mean, I've been saying it on the show for the last 2 years. I would like the New York Giants to trade Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
And I know that was controversial when I said it 2 years ago, but 2 years later, I stand by that. I would like for him to go to a team where his talent can be seen. Like, he needs to go to a team with a good offensive line because, unfortunately, I feel like the Giants have wasted. Obviously, he's been injury prone, but he's not had luck running behind it on our offensive line. And not a lot of guys would. So I would like Saquon to go to a team where he can be successful. And I would like to see if the Giants could get anything from him in a trade.
Yeah, you can take mine if it's okay. I 100% agree with you. I guess I'll be selfish as well to say that I hope he doesn't go to a team where they have to play the Giants multiple times and he's better than the other team. I'm surprised they didn't try to do anything with him in this offseason. It's clearly too late at this point, so he's going to be playing for the New York Giants in the 2022 season.
It's not too late.
I think we're moving forward with him. So he's coming to the Giants in 2022. So
All right.
Thank you,
Christopher.
You got some speculation. You can set it. So we're here.
All right. Next question. Who is the best guest you've interviewed and why?
I gotta say, Will Blackman was incredible. So we obviously had former New York Giant Will Blackman on the show a couple weeks back. As much as I loved, we've had so many of the Giants podcast community on the show, and we've had other football people on the show, just football community on the show. It was so great to have someone that was involved in football. He was so much of the behind the scenes. We weren't really expecting him to give us all of that information.
Right, almost insider info.
That was really incredible. It just he was so humble, and it really wasn't like we were talking to a former NFL player. He was really great. I had approached him on Twitter, but he came after us a little bit later, still wanting to do it, wanting to be a part of things like this. So that to me was truly great.
All right. I agree, by the way. That is my answer as well, Will Blackman. He hit the trifecta for us because played for the Giants, now has a wine company, and also secretly surprised us and told us he's a huge house
And that Bravo has been after him and his wife to be on the Real Housewives of Our
Right. So it was the trifecta. We told him
if they get on the Real
100% he is our lost third co-host.
We are in. As soon as they're in on Orange County, we're in.
All right. Who, in our opinion, was the best Giants coach we've ever had?
I mean, honestly, you have to raise your hand. Listen, we are only. Someone's raising their hand. Katie, yes, Katie is the best. We're only in our 30s, so it's been X amount of time. Tom Coughlin's definitely.
Yeah, we were lucky that we've had like
Had someone
recent
there.
history of it.
We are in a very, very awkward time right now, which to me, I think is very embarrassing for the franchise, for us as fans. Listen, I gotta give it to Tom Coughlin on this one.
I'm going Tom Coughlin as well, and that could just be because of our agent who we saw long-term was, but we really do love him and have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
All right, what do you remember about your very first episode?
We were in front of my parents' Christmas tree.
Yes.
And that was it. We were.
That's definitely what I remember.
But I remember it too, though, and I think like this might be forgotten some of the times. Like so many people encouraged us to do this. Like we would just talk all the time about football, about the Housewives, all this stuff. People were like, "Why don't you just like, do a show, like do a podcast?" I mean, the podcast like came out later on, like just like turn into a podcast. Just like go film yourselves, like talk about it more. We were just like kind of like one day, okay. Like it was kind of like obviously like we don't like live together, sleep together. It was kind of more miserable. Or in the morning you're like, okay. Like that's like what we did. We were just like, yes, like we'll do this. And like the day that we launched it, like the amount of like support we had from like our family and our friends, like go watch the show, like do all this stuff, like and how far we've come in the 4 years, like. That's really what I remember. But like I loved being in front of my parents.
I'm laughing because that's what I remember is the Christmas tree. But also, you know,
Tell my dad. My dad's
before I moved, and we did the show together in person. Not only did the first episode have a Christmas tree, but every show we did at your parents' house, you know, the laptop was stacked on their old Encyclopedia Britannica. Those are getting used. So
Katie, like they were still until like 2 years ago. No, a year ago we were filming in person.
yes, they weren't getting dusty on the shelves. They were used every week.
That
for
wasn't
real
the
fans
first
in Jersey.
episode.
Jersey.
That wasn't the first episode. So yes, my parents went with full encyclopedia set, and we still use because of the Real Fans
Yes.
New Jersey.
And last but not least, if you could be any Real Housewife, who would you be and why?
Like current, I guess like current state.
Who has the most money and isn't working?
I know.
That sounds pretty nice.
I'm gonna go with Dolores Catania
Okay.
because she looks great right now.
Yes.
She's living on her own. Well, I guess she doesn't.
She's surrounded by dogs all the time.
She is. Her kids are great.
Yes.
She has Frank Tanya, who's
Yes.
not, it's her ex, but still great to her. And she looks, I think she looks great.
Yeah. I don't know. Any of the New Jersey women,
Jersey.
because yes. Oh my God, we said it 1,000 times now.
From Jersey.
But obviously, I want to be somebody who lives in the Garden State, not the J word. But yeah, honestly, any of the NJ would be my answer. I'm sure we'll say it 20 more times.
We got a question.
Okay.
In. Outside of Marcus Mariota, who is each of your sleeper picks for MVP?
Oh my
That came
God.
from Joey, because she's
Oh
been
my God.
Hey, Joey, I love Marcus Mariota, so I'm all in.
I don't think this is, I don't know, people are going to be like 50-50 on whether this is a sleeper or not, but I think it's got to be Justin Herbert.
So
I
that's
love
the thing.
Justin Herbert. I
love
think he's
Herbert as
phenomenal.
well. And I think we spoke about this on Christopher. He technically actually.
He's also like,
Yes.
that's my sleeper team, so,
Yes.
and we also, on last week's show, we gave our dark horse quarterbacks for this year, and I gave Matt Ryan with Indy, so that's not my MVP, but I'm gonna go, he's gonna have a good season, but I'm gonna go Herbert.
Yeah, so I'll agree with that one as well. And for one of the comps, so sorry, I'm addressing my brother in the crowd, Christopher, who I was watching live. Because he said that he's technically not a sleeper. Actually, the Chargers and Justin Herbert are still technically a
The
sleeper.
team that didn't make the playoffs
They
last year.
are. People will still, they will quote unquote sleep on them. Yes, they absolutely will. And because they didn't make it last season, that makes it even more of a reason for people to sleep on them this season. So I 100% agree with you on that one. But listen, I love that question because Marcus Mariota. We got another question from the crowd. Do you want to come on
Jersey drama that dropped this week.
So he had mentioned it earlier, so it's my
Okay.
brother and Christopher. You're talking about that. So the drama is that during the reunion, it comes out that Joe Gorga actually leaked the rumors about Evan cheating on Jackie.
We have to see it too. I mean, he storms off. He's obviously mad about it, so he's denying it. I don't know whether it's true or not.
But I'm shocked to the fact that that's even being put on the table.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. I'm actually shocked that it's being put on the table.
Maybe I'm not shocked at anything at this point.
Well, I'm shocked that it's 2 years later. They're
Yeah, they
still
gotta
bringing
stop
up that
talking
BS.
about it.
Like,
It's
you
really
can stop it.
stupid.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like, and if I were Jackie and Evan, I'd be so done with it too. Like,
Yeah.
I also think if it was also true, it would have come out by now. Like, blatantly true. Like, women would have come out.
We've heard so many different people be the one who
Yeah.
started, so it holds no merit anymore, I feel like.
All right, so we're still doing questions. Does anyone want to ask any questions live right now?
I think we did get one more. I think we do one more.
Go.
Question for both of you, but mainly Caitlin. Would you tank this season to get Bryce Young next year?
No.
No tanking. I'm not a believer in tanking.
We don't tank, and I have to wait to see what Bryce Young can do in the NFL. I don't want the Giants to be the test team to do that. So.
Also, if I was for tanking, at whatever point Arch Manning is ready to come into the NFL, that's who we tank for.
We're waiting for Arch Manning. We've been waiting for Arch Manning. No, I love Bryce Young. I want Bryce Young to complete his, 10-year at Alabama. I didn't agree that Mac Jones entered into the NFL as soon as he did. He obviously is doing great. Same thing with Tua. I just we'll see how it is, but no
No tanking.
tanking.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for those questions. Thank you for hanging out with us. This is the end of our show, but like every week on Real Football Fans of New Jersey, we always tell you what not to miss this week. So this week, the Real Housewives of New Jersey is on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We have Real Housewives of Orange County on Wednesday at 9. The NFL draft is 12 days away. We are less than 2 weeks. We're definitely going to give you a ton of draft coverage on our show, so stick with us for that. And honestly, just big thank you. Thank you, Cricket Hill Brewery, again in Fairfield, New Jersey. Thank you guys for coming. Those of you who are here in person, thank you. And for those that maybe don't live in the state of New Jersey, thank you for watching and listening at home. And it's been a great 200 episodes. Cheers. Cheers to us.